Anyone with plantar fasciitis hates this noise. The pain with those first few steps in the morning, not being able to play football with your grandkids, no long walks, and definitely no running. And despite what your physiotherapist has told you to do, nothing's working.
I'm sitting here with a bloody stump of a foot.
Now, if you've got plantar fasciitis, it's likely your physiotherapist has told you to rest and potentially roll or massage it with something cold. In the short term, those things can help relieve symptoms and make things feel a bit better, but it isn't really fixing the underlying issue which has caused the plantar fasciitis in the first place. Now, unfortunately, your physiotherapist, your sports therapist, your osteopath is likely just trying to get you to go back and see them again for a bit of massage through the foot.
I want you to rub butter on my foot.
No.
Because it feels good and you're willing to pay for that.
There's no cure for being a
Unfortunately, this doesn't really fix anything. What we need to think about is the 3 biomechanical deficiencies that can lead to a plantar fasciitis in the first place. Despite what your physiotherapist or your therapist has told you, plantar fasciitis isn't solved with rest. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to establish the 3 main biomechanical deficiencies that can lead to a plantar fasciitis developing. Now, the main thing we always look for in a physiotherapy assessment is, have you been doing too much for too long? Have you overloaded the plantar fascia and it's not had the chance to adapt and develop and strengthen? And it's just not, it just doesn't have the capacity to tolerate what you're asking of it. If we can eliminate that from the story, the narrative, we need to focus on those 3 biomechanical deficiencies. Now, the first thing we'd look at is ankle range of motion. Do we have the ability to dorsiflex the ankle sufficiently to allow the ankle to move well? Now, the big issue with a limited ankle dorsiflexion is if we can't move well through it, not only will we potentially irritate and degenerate the plantar fascia leading to plantar fasciitis, but we'll also run into things like calf pain, knee pain, shin pain, potentially hip and lower back pain. So if you are struggling with plantar fasciitis, the first thing I look at in terms of biomechanics is your ability to dorsiflex the ankle. And we'll be getting into that in the next video. Now, the second thing I'll look at is the calf's ability to endure. And what I mean by that is, can the calf, the gastrocnemius, the soleus, those big calf muscles, so important for running and sort of high impact activity, can they do their job? And again, there's a simple assessment we can use, which we'll be getting into in a future video, just to see how the calf's moving, how it's working, and is it able to tolerate what you're asking of it? And if it isn't, again, that can lead to a plantar fasciitis developing. Now, the third thing I'll look at is the ability of the glutes, especially the gluteus maximus, to do its job, which really is to propel us forward. Now, the gluteus maximus can only really do its job if the knee is doing its job. And what I mean by that is, if we're bypassing energy through the knee, the glute max can't do anything. We need to make sure that the knee is able to co-contract, it's able to create stability, so we can transfer force into the glute and we can propel forward. So again, the third thing we'll look at is your ability to generate isometric co-contractions at the posterior knee. Because if you can't do that, you can do all the glute bridges in the world, you can do all the corkscrew lunges in the world, all the step-ups, it doesn't matter, because you won't be able to utilise that glute max sufficiently during running gait. And those are the 3 things that we're going to be looking at. Your ability to dorsiflex the ankle, your ability to utilise the calf muscles, and your ability to generate isometric co-contractions at the posterior knee, which will allow the glute to kick in. If all those 3 things are in check, if they're all moving well, all doing what they should be doing, over time that plantar fascia can relax a little bit and that pain will go away. So thanks for watching today. I hope that's been really informative. Now, in future videos, we'll be going through those 3 biomechanical deficiencies in a bit more detail. I'll be showing you how you can self-assess and how we can ultimately treat those things if there are issues there. And then we can get on top of that plantar fasciitis, make sure the pain goes away and never comes back again. So subscribe and watch our next video.
Doctor, what is more serious, a head injury or a foot injury?